we're starting with an issue that brings us to the crossroads of culture, tradition, and political influence. Now, right in Edo State recently, the Oba of Benin took a striking stand when the daughter of the president of current Iyaloja and the current Iyaloja General, and that is Mrs Folashade Tinubu-Ojo, came to Edo to inaugurate a new Iyaloja across Edo markets. Now, the monarch publicly rejected the plan. He declared that the role and function of the Iyaloja and the way proposed is alien to Benin custom. Instead, he reaffirmed and defended the Iyeki system, the tradition market leadership structure in the kingdom. Now, he argued that each market Iyeki is tied to the palace, confirmed by the Oba, once selected by market traders, and has long played vital cultural and, most importantly, spiritual roles. And they're not just administrative ones as well.
You see, this clash raises vital questions when political or modern structures collide with deep-rooted tradition, which should prevail. Who should decide how our markets are organized and led? And what does the episode say about the balance of power between the palace, the state, and market institutions? Of course, to help us unpack this tension, we have with us Amienye Omorogie, I hope I got that correct, former senior special assistant to the governor of Edo State on arts, culture, and tourism. Good morning, sir, and thank you for joining us at Breakfast Extra.
Good morning, Nigerians. Thanks for having me.
So, Mr. Omorogie, let's begin with the overall. What is your overall reaction to the stand taken by the Oba, of course, rejecting the Iyaloja installation in Edo market as proposed? Because I'm sure a lot of people feel like Iyaloja was for Lagos and now, it's being moved to Edo State. So what was your take on this?
Yes, the Revered Benin monarch is only preserving our rich cultural heritage here in the ancient city of Benin and in Edo State. This culture has been for over 700 years, and it cannot just be changed today. Like the revered king actually mentioned, the Iyeki system is not just about administrative function. They have spiritual and traditional roles to play. So the Benin monarch was actually very, very right in asserting that the Iyaloja system is alien to the Benin.
So you just mentioned the Iyeki. Can you just give us the historical role of the Iyeki in the Benin culture? Not just, they said it's not just administrative, but it's also spiritual and, socially. What is it about?
Yes. In every market, in Edo State, for example, the Oba market, the Ekiosa market, the Agbado market, the traders within that market, select the Iyeki. They select the Iyeki and present that person to the Oba of Benin for the installation and his blessing. When that is done, for every market in Benin, there is a shrine, there is a deity in every market that Iyeki, would serve, on behalf of the Benin monarch. So the Iyeki is the eyes of the Benin monarch in every market, not just the administrative aspect. They do a lot of rituals, a lot of prayers, for the market to go well. So, for example, in our market, we have a shrine called the Awemota, and it is only the Iyeki that is permitted, to sweep and worship around that shrine. It's not just any person. You cannot bring somebody who is not a non-native, somebody who is not a Benin, to come and supersede or supervise the activities of a particular market. And let me say this, every market in Benin is unique. We don't have a central system. Every market is unique. And they are held in different days. We have the Agbado market, we have the Oba market, we have the Ekiosa market. They are all unique. And they have their respective days for holding all of these markets. So that's the way the system is, here.
I'm glad we're talking about the system, because we also know that the entire structure of Edo State have changed completely when it comes to politics. And oftentimes, that means, yes, so that means from the ground up, it is completely flying the flags or the colors of APC. It will be hiding our heads in the ground as like ostrich if we do not call out the elephant in the room or say the silent part out loud. The Iyaloja General is none other than the daughter of the president. And so one has to ask, would there be do you anticipate any consequences giving this move by the monarch rejecting the Iyaloja structure in Edo State?
Not at all. The revered Oba of Benin is apolitical. He's not a member of any political party. What the Oba of Benin did was to reel out the age-long culture, that has been obtainable, in the ancient city of Benin and in Edo in general. So I don't see any political interface, because the Oba of Benin is apolitical. Whoever is the president, the Oba of Benin is ready to cooperate, whether it's from APC, whether it's from PDP, whether it's from Labour, or whatever political party the president comes from. So that is the way it is.
Now, as we're talking about, the Iyaloja, supporters of this type of leadership when it comes to marketplace have said that, a centralized system like this across all markets, they argue that this model brings about cohesiveness or coherency or stronger representation and even give the women political clout. Would you say that those arguments are valid in Edo State, given already how the political structures have changed in the last 8 months?
They are not valid at all. They are not valid. Like I told you, the markets in Benin, in Edo, they have their unique attributes. The Ekiosa is different from Oba market, is different from Agbado market, is different from every other market. So each market is unique. Bringing a central system, we are now saying we want them to now work in synergy. That is not obtainable in our markets in Benin. They have peculiar attributes. So that outlook.
Yeah, so I think my question is, in your experience as a former aide in culture and tourism, do such cultural disputes impact, investors? Because of course, every state is trying to make sure that, it's better for the citizens and everything. So having to have this cultural dispute of Iyaloja and Iyeki, do you think it's going to impact investors' confidence and, market stability or the public perception of state? As my co-host Judith mentioned, it's now, the politics have changed. It's now APC from the grassroots upward. So what is your take, knowing fully well that you were former aide for Arts and Agriculture and Culture?
Yeah. To me, it shouldn't change anything. Investors are free to come in to invest. There is market stability, because like I told you, I said the Iyeki system has been for over 700 years. And we have the likes of Iyeki, the popular Pestac man. That woman was a former Iyeki. We had the Eden Okpoho, and so many other great women who have been Iyekis in the past. So we have a tradition, and an age-long tradition that has been working for us for the past 700 years. So it is not now today that we will now have a change of system. If we have a system that has been working for us, it is important that we continue with that system. So I don't see investors losing confidence because of the Iyeki, Iyaloja issue. I think the state government is in synergy with the traditional institution here in Edo. There is no coercion. There is peace between the state government and the traditional institution here in Benin. You know, this probably is just another bottleneck that I think the state government and the traditional institution would sit together and look at with a view of finding lasting solution to it, because we cannot change our tradition just today. Iyaloja is peculiar to the western parts of Nigeria. Here in Benin, what is obtainable here in Edo State, what is obtainable is Iyeki.
Iyeki, very quickly, I have to ask you, first of all, you are the former, essay for arts and culture, and that means you must have served under the last governor. So does that make you PDP
Exactly.
or APC? Are you still PDP or APC? Because it's a leading question.
Well, as of today, I'm a member of the PDP, but the interest of our state should be first and foremost. It shouldn't be about political party.
Exactly.
It should be about the progress of our state. It should be about the interest of our state.
Right. I'm glad you have said that, because it begs to ask the question about, the interference of politics when it comes to tradition and culture of a state like Benin. Nigeria is very diverse, right? And every state is entrenched in their culture, their heritage, and their traditions. And one of them who's at the forefront of it is not just the Western states, or like Lagos or Ogun or Osun, but most important, or Ondo or Oyo that we just saw the last coronation of the Olubadan, but also Benin, Edo State as well, who is, as we always regard, one of the first civilizations that we know of the world. And so with this, occurrence that have happened, what does this say about the politicization of state structures and the interference of it into state matters?
Yeah. Yes, I wouldn't want to say completely that there is no political undertone, but they should find a way, to get that sorted out and not distort our age-long tradition. The Iyeki system is a very delicate one. It's not just, like I said before, it's not just about the administrative role. It's about the spiritual role. It's about the traditional role. And the traditional institution should not be such that is politicized. Politics shouldn't be involved with our tradition at all. It should be a different ball game. So if they want to play politics, I think our traditional institution is not the right place to play politics with. If there is anything the Benin man or the Edo man guide jealously, is their tradition. They can pay the ultimate sacrifice just to protect their tradition.
Wow. Mr. Amienye Omorogie, thank you so much for joining us and giving us, an insight as to what's happening in Edo State with the Iyeki and Iyaloja. I didn't know anything about the Iyeki, so thank you for, giving us that highlight.
Thank you so much.
And, you are the former senior special assistant to the governor of Edo State, so thank you so much.